right behind me is true American freedom, but how does it compare in a Middle Eastern country? This is Steve, and this is my review on the Dodge RAM TRX, but overseas. Let's get it! Hello everybody, I hope you guys are doing good. As the sun is setting, I want to start off this video with the 2023 Dodge RAM 1500 TRX. This thing is an absolute beauty. It was discontinued last year, but we're able to get our hands on a 2023 and show you guys how it's like using it in a different country. Since it's all American, but I'm Steve, I live in a different country, I travel the world, and I want to show you guys what it's like actually using it here in the Middle East. I've never felt smaller. A few of the things I want to touch on in this video is the difference in gas prices. Alright, we just left the gas station. It was a Qatar Rial to fill it up. The difference in drivability and just overall experience. So far it's been great, but it's still early. Let's find out more, and that's why you got to watch the rest of the video. Alright, starting off with the exterior, we got the white with the black accents, TRX badging everywhere, 6.2 liter supercharged badge right here. You got the vents so the heat can come out from the engine and go do all the aerodynamics that Dodge planned with this. Big open vent. As you can see, the Ram logo itself has space so that air can be inducted in here and then come out the vents. You got tow hooks. Inside there's all the aux ports, so you can put your headlights up here, down here, fog lamps, everything you need. But then you come over here and you got the big beefy tires, some Goodyears with some black wheels. And we come around, we got the cabin. I'm 5'9", 175 centimeters, and this is about my wingspan. And that's exactly how long the bed is for the TRX. You got the rear view camera here, and I believe there's another one up there for the digital camera. Comes down, simple. Got some graphite material. It's not too small, a bit bigger than like a Toyota Tacoma, but it's not big by any means. Got the Ram across the back, TRX badging, some nice LED lights, more TRX badging. That's it for the exterior. Now let's go over the engine. You guys ready? This thing is so hype. Behold American greatness. It's kind of underwhelming with the big plastic up top, but like I said, it's a 6.2 liter supercharged V8. Woo! This thing is huge, and rightfully so, because look at how big this truck is. Most of the space is taken up by the engine. Now that's it guys, not the prettiest, but the noises it makes, man, some of the best noises I've ever heard in my life. Well, now that we wrapped up the exterior, let's find out what's inside. Alright guys, we're inside. In the process of filming, I did manage to work up a sweat. It's around 38 degrees outside right now with the sun coming down, which is about 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Keep that in mind, with the sun down. I know my people that live in cold places, they're gonna be like, 100 degrees? Yep, that's what you gotta get used to. But honestly, I've been here so long that if it gets below 70 degrees Fahrenheit, say below 20 Celsius, like I feel cold. Like, give me a little hoodie, because I'm a desert rat now. But yeah, managed to work up a little bit of a sweat. But we're inside the beautiful TRX. You have the huge LCD screen that has Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Aside from the normal, you also get all the performance pages and race options that come with the TRX. You have timers for your 0 to 60, gauges, your oil pressure, coolant pressure, your dyno, see how much RPMs, power, torque you're pushing, G-force, vehicle dynamics, all good stuff. One of the beautiful things about living in Qatar is you can come out 30 minutes of the city and you're in the desert, so you actually get to test the different modes. So let's see, let's put it in mud, sand. It's more like rock and sand, but let's just try that out. It doesn't really matter too much. You're able to do 4-wheel drive auto, 4-wheel drive high, low, and do your axle lock. So if we come over to the performance page, we have a small decline hill. So let's see how it looks. Oh yeah, you see the rocks activate. Oh, that's so cool. There it is. Yeah, it's working. The engineers at Dodge know what they were doing. So now that the sun's going down, let's check out this in front of us. Now we're in the middle of nowhere. Hopefully my GPS still works. Here we have your rear view camera and your 360 camera. And if you look up top, you also have your digital camera and then your standard glass. All useful. You have left camera, right camera, forward camera. So let me show you guys from the outside. So wrapping up, we have the huge LCD screen, AC controls on the side. You could also do it from the menu, and you can change the language to Arabic, which is what I originally received it in. I'm not going to do that now, but you can definitely do that, and that's where we are. Where's the GeoGuessr guy to show you guys exactly where I'm at? But coming down, you have all the auxiliary ports to put all the accessories you want, as well as your driving controls, traction controls. Over here you have 2 USB-B ports and 2 USB-C ports, aux cable, storage for 2 coffees, your Prindle gear lever, where if you come down all the way to D, you can go over, you're able to do manual shifting. But you got some pretty cool paddle shifters. They're pretty cool because look, they're segmented as the top part and then the bottom part, and then in between here there's the little buttons to be able to change your music and song controls. Here we have the steering wheel, plenty of menu options, adaptive cruise control, your gauges, all good stuff, guys. And as we come down here, you have your TRX badge with Alcantara fabric, red stitching. Open up. First up, you have a place to put your phones, USB cable, but if you open up all the way, you have plenty of storage space, cooler, put some ice and some drinks in there. Just kidding. So there's me in the back seat, and look at how much space I have. That's a whole foot. I've never experienced that in any car so far. That is awesome. Plenty of headroom, and yeah, we got some nice leather with the red accents, and we have Harman Kardon speakers all throughout the car. So very nice, very luxurious, and I can see myself just falling asleep on a road trip. Yeah, it's perfect. All right, here's the POV, guys. Like I said, we have about a foot of space. This just opens up. You have a bit of molly right there to be able to latch things on. Grenade pouch. You have some of the carbon fiber accents and plenty of USB ports and your AC vents. Come over to the side. We have the Harman Kardon speaker system and some more red stitching and carbon fiber accents with the tinted windows. Over top, the sunroof opens up all the way and you're able to get a nice view, and with these summer nights is actually pretty awesome. All right, guys, the beautiful thing about Qatar is once you head out of the main city, it's just open roads, nothing but desert. As you can see, we're almost towards that part where it's just nothing but open road. And the best part about it is the speed limit is 120, and in certain spots it's 140. So you can open up. That's a beauty, baby. None but American muscle right there. This thing is so awesome. And these nice roads, it's not like the US where if a road is damaged it'll take 10 years to fix. I literally seen them fix a road overnight, just on a Friday night, and put in a brand new road. They did it so simple. The US could learn a thing or two when it comes to that. But for now, let's just enjoy this emptiness. What's not to love about that? I could listen to that all day. And I got me some coffee, which was only 8 Real, I think. Less than $4 for. Why would I go to Starbucks when I can get something more delicious, more handmade, and drink it while I'm listening to the supercharger? It's the life, guys. Absolutely blessed to be able to do this, but let's ride off into the sunset. All right, I think this is the best part, guys. Being in the Middle East, you're able to bring your car to an actual beach and not have to pay for parking, which in the US, other countries, all the tourist traps, you're able to go there, but you got to pay $20, $40, sometimes even more for parking, and you still have to walk a mile or kilometer away to be able to make it to the beach. But not here. Check this out. The only drawback is it is the middle of the summer, so even though it's 6 in the morning, it's already over 30 degrees, creeping up onto 40 degrees Celsius, and you could feel it. I'm about to jump in the water. Hopefully it's not too warm. I feel like I'm taking a shower as we speak. But if you haven't already, make sure to check out my last video where I unboxed the Switch 2. Imagine coming here in the middle of winter, put a blanket back here, you got your Switch 2, you're playing your Mario Kart, and you're just looking out to the beach. Pretty epic, right? But I think it's time to go before I get some serious sunburn. Alright guys, moment of truth. We're at the gas station, time to fill up. We have a less than a quarter tank, so let's see how much it is to get all the way to the top. I just checked. Premium 91 is at 1.9 QR Qatari Riyal per liter. The super one is at 2 Qatari Riyal per liter. And someone on YouTube educated me the other day. 1 gallon equals 4 liters. So it's running up. It's at 20 right now. My guess is going to cost, let's put it at 200 Qatari Riyal. I'm gonna say it's under 200. Over under in between 150 200, and that's 3/4 of the tank. All right guys, I just asked my trusted friend ChatGPT. As of July 12th, gas prices are at $3.15 a gallon. So in the US, the national average, it's 2.86 Riyal per liter, and here it's at 2 for the premium, talking the good stuff, 95. So way cheaper here, and I'm gonna save a lot of money. Because if you think about it, say you own the truck 5 to 10 years, over that course, how much money you would save on gas if you drove it in a oil-rich country such as UAE, Qatar, you would save thousands. It's still running. I'm getting a little nervous. All right, we just left the gas station. It was 182 Qatari Riyal to fill it up. I did have like a quarter tank left, so for the full tank it would have been over 200 Riyal. It's around, give or take, $60. Overall not bad. Like I said, the national average in the US is 3 something a gallon for basic. Here you get the premium for a lot cheaper. It also goes up all the way to 95 at a regular gas station. In the US, it would have cost me over $100 to fill up if it was empty. So thankfully we're here in Qatar. Alright guys, it's time to actually go into the differences. First thing about ownership is, since the Middle East is such a hot place, most of the parking is underground, and it's an absolute nightmare trying to drive this underground. All the twists and turns are so tight that you're probably gonna hop on the curb here and there. I did almost every time. But yeah, hopefully you get a spot where there's not cars parked next to you. It makes it a lot easier. But that's one thing you have to be very cautious about. Actually, the car parking underground is very good because it protects your paint. But the downside to that is you have to deal with parking and other cars and small spaces. Yeah, that's the brutalness of owning this type of car out here. It makes it to where when it's outdoors, if you don't have a cover on, even with a cover on, the heat damage is super high. And just the sand constantly hitting the car, the winds, all that pressure does a lot of damage to the paint. Compared to where, say, you live San Diego where it's perfect weather, you don't even have to worry about that. But that's how it is in the Middle East. I did want to clarify one thing. This is American made, so it's shipped over here. There isn't no other distribution place locally, so everything is shipped over from the US, most likely on a cargo ship. If you want to ship your own car, it starts around like $3,000, but it can get very expensive depending on what kind of car you have and what kind of insurance you're trying to place on it. Alright guys, now the price differences. A used TRX in the US will run you around 80 to 95,000 depending on the year, condition, mileage. Here in the Middle East, I've seen them for as low as 260,000 Qatari Riyal, which I'll have the conversion below, up to around 350, just under 100k. Once again, it depends on the mileage, condition, paint, all that good stuff. But yeah, there isn't too much of a difference. I know if you get them in other countries, it can be a lot higher. I think Australia was over like 110k, and that's just the vehicle. I'm sure it could get a lot higher depending on dealer markups. I feel like these are gonna get more expensive over time just because they discontinued them. But let me know what you guys think. Is that a good price or not? Alright, now another major difference compared to the US is you can get a car wash here for 30 Qatari Riyal, which is the equivalent to about $8.33. That is crazy. And it's so fun watching them. First off, because it's so hot here. I've come to the car wash around 1 a.m. and they're open. 2 a.m. These guys are open all day except when it's peak heat hours. But it's so funny because they get on the car and they just start washing. There'll be like 10 of them at a time. They get this car wash done in like record time, I swear. My brother and I used to wash cars when we were growing up, just a side hustle, and it would take us a while. Nah, these guys, done. By the time I finish saying this, they're gonna be like drying it already. When I washed my car in the US, at the car wash, just the outside, it was over $16, and that was with the discount. And a full detail was over $50, and that was for a small car. This, it would have been outrageous. But yeah, they're going off, and that's another major difference of having a car in the Middle East. Cheap car washes. Driving a car in the Middle East overall has been awesome. Most importantly because it's a big truck. So a lot of these cars are in a hurry, they try to pass you, they'll flash their lights. But with the big truck, they're a little bit less inclined. You can definitely mog some people, put some pressure on them with this truck versus a little car. There is speed cameras everywhere inside the city, so it's a little harder to take advantage of the engine, if you know what I'm saying. But outside the city, it's a lot better. Even though it is a lot of speed cameras, it's nothing compared to Dubai. I rented a supercar over there and it was just terrible. I felt like I couldn't take advantage of the car at all. There was a speed camera like every mile, kilometer and a half. It was bad. I didn't enjoy that experience at all. But here in Qatar, at least, it's been a lot better. But definitely recommend driving a car in the Middle East. It's definitely crazy, a lot more chaotic compared to the US, that's for sure. Thank you guys for watching. This has been the Dodge Ram TRX in a different country. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Tell me how you guys feel about this, or if you think this truly American muscle truck should stay in the US or it belongs overseas where it can spread its eagle wings. Peace.